welcome to another edition of Eric's Product Reviews, brought to you by hollywoodfrodo.com. I am Eric, and I'm really excited today to talk to you about a new Wi-Fi smart home product. You know, I get really excited when I find something new that does something different than anything else I have found before, such is the case with this guy. And I'm going to probably butcher this company name, but WTESKE, W-T-E-S-K-E. This is a WTESKE indoor-outdoor light dimmer switch. Now that is the key, light dimmer switch. If you look at this, it looks just like a plug. And I've reviewed smart Wi-Fi outdoor plugs before that you plug anything into and allows you to turn on or off by voice using Alexa or Google Home or in the app. This is not that. This is different. This has a specific use purpose. This is for plugging in like string lights that you can then use this not only to turn them on or off, but to dim them from 0 to 100%, because it can control the amount of power that's going out to them, and therefore dims them or increases the light of them up from 0 to 100%. It doesn't work with just any random lights. You have to make sure the lights you're plugging into it will work with it. So if they're LEDs, they must say they are dimmable. And this wouldn't be for like an LED string light that comes with its own controller and a remote control to dim them. That's being handled by its own controller. This is just like if you bought string lights to go around your gazebo, and they're LED lights that kind of look like Edison bulbs, and they say they are dimmable. Or same thing with CFL, if they're CFL lights and they say they're dimmable. Or if you have incandescent lights, by default all incandescent lights are dimmable, which I didn't know until I started researching, because I saw this and I thought, oh, that would be really cool. We have these really big round incandescent light bulbs that we use at Christmas time around the rooftop of our house. They're not the old school incandescent lights, which should also be dimmable. These are something we bought recently, but they got full round bulbs, and you'll see they're really cool lights, but they are incandescent lights. And I thought, wow, that'd be really cool if I could plug those into this and I could control them, not only turn them off and on and set them on a timer, but also dim them if and when I wanted to. And I started researching and found out, well, all incandescent bulbs by default are dimmable. So them being incandescent, they should work. Now this does have a maximum wattage. If you have several string lights connected together, it has a maximum wattage, I believe, around 350 watts. Double check that on Amazon to make sure I'm telling you right, but I believe that is what it is. And the string lights that I have, we have a lot of them. We have like 12 strings, and you can't even connect that many strings together because they have a maximum wattage, I think, which is less than 350. So we have two sets of these. So I bought two of these plugs, paired them both, and am able to control those lights and dim them using either the app, the Smart Life app, or using Alexa. And I'm going to demo that for you because I'm sure you want to see this in action and see how it works. But the key to know is this is not to plug just any random thing into. This is specifically to plug lights into, and more specifically lights that are dimmable, so that you can then use this to control the amount of power that's going out to them in order to dim them. So let's jump over to the video. I'm going to show you them in action with the lights that are on my house. I'm using two of these again, and I have them in a group inside of Alexa, so I can control them both at the same time. So let's check that out. Alexa, set the rooftop lights to 100%. Alexa, set the rooftop lights to 30%. Alexa, set the rooftop lights to 50%. So you can see it works great, able to dim those lights. And one thing about incandescent light bulbs is because of the way they produce light, if you run them dim, like you run them at 50% instead of 100%, they'll last longer, because eventually, as you know, incandescent bulbs, eventually they blow. And the reason they quote-unquote blow is, I guess, because they don't produce light, they produce heat, and the heat causes light. I'm not a scientist, but something like that. But I did read that if you run them dimmed at like 50%, then you will effectively increase the life by double. not exact science like that, but more or less, which is cool because we want those lights to last as long as they can. And I always thought they were a little bit too bright anyway. They kind of overshadowed some of the other lights, Christmas lights we have going on in front of our house. So running them at 50%, they still show up great and look great, but they'll last longer, and they're not so bright they're taken away from some of the other stuff. And if you want to, you can, of course, can dim them even lower, or you can run them higher. And I have them set on a schedule to come on at a certain time. All that done through the Smart Life app and or with Alexa, which is really, really cool. Now, let me show you real quick, for those of you who want to know, well, how do I pair this? Is it easy to pair this? It is really easy to pair this in the Smart Life app and to control it in the Smart Life app. So let's jump over to another video where I'll show. I went ahead and did the pairing with the app and everything inside before I moved this outside and hooked my lights onto it. So let's jump over to a video where I can show you exactly how you can quickly pair this with the Smart Life app on your phone. I know your app may look a little bit different than mine because different versions of the app, and it's time they upgrade and change it. But either way you look at it, you're going to go into the app and you're going to click the plus symbol. You have to make sure your light is flashing there on your outdoor plug, dimmer plug, and if it's not, then you long press the power button, and that should put it into pairing mode. And then you see here you have your options. This is a plug, so I'm going to choose smart plug, and it's going to say add device. It's going to ask me to confirm that it's blinking rapidly. Then it's going to ask for you to enter your Wi-Fi password. So it should find your network automatically if you're connected to it, and then you enter your password. After you enter your password, you're going to hit confirm. It will remind you that this only works with the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so you got to make sure you have that available and that that's what you're connecting it to. You click continue, and then it's going to tell you it's connecting now. And you just heard the switch, or saw the switch off in the background. Usually that's a good sign. Usually that means that there is a communication. It switches off, and then it updates, and then it switches back on. So let's see if that process works. And you see now it's saying adding device succeeded, and it already knows it's an outdoor dimmer plug, but you can rename it to whatever you want to rename it to. I'll just leave it that for now, but later I'll edit it to name it based on what I'm going to be using it for. And now I'm going to click done, and there you go. Now you can see the plug is right there, so if I hit that, it's going to power on. You see brightness is 100%, but you can see that you do have right here where you can change the brightness level. It's not hooked up to anything right now, but I will demo that for you. And you also see you have a timer. You can add a timer to it. Setting, you can select the different types of things. You can select based on the type of lamp. You can select the minimum brightness you'd ever want it to go. You can lock it, which are important settings depending on what you're dimming. Certain things, certain types of bulbs, certain types of string lights, you only want to dim a certain amount. So it's cool. It has all those features to set it up exactly how you need it. And Alexa, then you can just control it through that. So if I go to Alexa and go to devices, now first you have to go to skills and install the Smart Life skill if you don't already have it. Once you install your Smart Life skill and log into your Smart Life account inside of the Alexa app, then you can control it. And now it's under lights in Alexa, and that's because even though it's a plug, it's made to control. It's a dimmer plug specifically made for lighting. You would not use this plug for anything else. I've reviewed other outdoor Wi-Fi smart plugs that you'd use for other stuff. This is specifically for use with lights because it has a dimmer. And so you can see it's on here. You can open it up and you can turn it off. And you see it turned off, or you can turn it on, as well as you can control the brightness. And obviously I don't have anything hooked into it right now, but you can control the brightness through Alexa as well. And I'll show you that a little bit more with lights on my house. You can see pretty simple setup, just takes a few minutes, you get it going. You can use one of these if that handles the lights that you're doing and the wattage. If you're like me, I had lights going all the way around my house. I have two separate sets because I can't connect them all to one line. Plus that would go over the maximum wattage for this unit anyway. So I have two of these, but able to pair them together, and it just works great. Again, it's just a simple smart home product that now allows me to control those Christmas lights on the top of my house, put them on a timer inside the app. I can easily change it if I want to, or as it starts getting darker earlier in the day, as well as I can control the whole thing by voice. So I can just tell Alexa to turn them on anytime I want to. I can tell Alexa to brighten them or dim them, and it works. It's great. Again, you want to make sure if you're using these with LED string lights, or CFL, that they do say they are dimmable. But if you're using them with incandescent lights, then by default they should be dimmable. You just have to make sure that you're not going over the maximum wattage. It's a great product. It's built very well. It does have these little holes where you could attach this to a wall if you're using this outside if you want to. It's a very heavy-duty plug. The end plug does have a cap that goes on there, so if you're using this for part of the time but you're not using it at a certain point in time, you can put that cap on there to make sure it stays dry and doesn't get wet. But it is meant to be used indoors or outdoors, so you can use it outdoors without any issue. It is weather resistant. It's not waterproof. You don't want this to be submerged in water. That would not be good. But it is okay if it gets rained on. It will be fine. It is, again, by WTESKE, I believe is how you say it, and it is available on Amazon. So, of course, I have a link in the description below. You can click that link. You can jump over to Amazon. You can read what other people have said about it, and pick one or two or three up for yourself. Anyway, that's going to be it for this review. If you like this review, please click that like button. If you know anyone who might be interested in this product or could benefit from it, please share this video with them. All those ways are down there. If you have any questions or anything I forgot to cover, just post it down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to favorite this playlist to keep up with future product reviews, or go ahead and subscribe to my channel to keep up with all my videos. Anyway, that is going to be it until next time, so have a great day.